Hi guys, STEM Cosplay Girls here!
Woo!
Back at you with another back to school video.
It's a month of back to school videos.
Kind of back to school video. So the other night we posted on Instagram saying, hey guys, we're going to do a back to school related Q&A, so leave us some comments. So if you're not following us on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, you should do that so you don't get left out of these things in the future.
It's all down below. I've been saying it for 2 years. It's all down there.
Today we're coming at you with a back to school video, and these are all comments from our Instagrams. So Instagram, not multiple, but...
And if you guys want a regular Q&A, again, sometime soon, since we haven't done one since last summer, let us know down below. I mean, other than the Snapchat Q&A, but
that was kind of confusing.
Leave it down below. Let us know. We're just gonna jump right into reading your questions. User, I am Umi Sunada.
Hello,
Sunada. Are you really Umi from Love Live? Really? How do you stay motivated throughout the school year? I know for me at least, I'll start off the year headstrong and determined and just sort of slowly lose motivation after the first quarter. Listen!
Story of my life.
That's like the story of my life. Keeping my grades up for whatever post-secondary that interests you. Just like when you want to be lazy, remember in your head that
these are the grades that are getting me into post-secondary.
If this is something, if let's say you have a specific career and choice, you need those grades to get into your post-secondary. So just always imagine, like, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life, and how disappointed you'd be if you wouldn't be able to do it because of your grades, because you slacked.
I also find another thing, this is more of like a small little thing, but one thing that kind of helps me is like, oh, when I finish this project, I'm gonna go do this, or like, oh, this weekend I'm hanging out with my friends and I can't wait to see them, so I'll just finish this and get it over with, or, you know, like after this, even like a small little like, okay, after I finish this project, I'm going to, it got really dark outside.
The light probably just changed super dramatically.
Sorry, I'm going to make myself a cup of tea and sit in bed and watch an episode of an anime, something like that, you know?
There you go.
Okay, so the next question is from Kenzie.grape. Kenzie.grape. How do you stay positive when people constantly try and bring you down?
You really have to remember who you are and always remember the positive things about yourself. There are always going to be things about yourself that you don't like, and other people love to say those kind of things, but you always have to find one thing about yourself. I'm like quoting Bob the Drag Queen right now. You gotta find one thing about yourself that you like. Maybe it's just one tooth, but focus on that one tooth and be like, yo, I got one good tooth and it is great. You gotta just, like, when people say stuff about you or try and bring you down on purpose, it's really because they want to see you fail.
Yeah.
So you not failing is the best way at getting back at them.
You also have to, if someone is doing that, you have to cut them out of your life if possible. And the matter of the fact of it is in life that not everyone is going to like you. Do not exhaust yourself trying to please everyone, but focus on the people that really matter and just try and, you know, be the best person you can and just try and be overall nice. And everyone makes mistakes, but you know what?
Everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody has those days.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. _flower__ girl 0 asks, so I'll be starting my freshman year of high school. Congratulations. And I'm afraid that I will get overwhelmed by the large amount of people. Do you have any tips on how to stay calm and not nervous while at school? So when I personally, the light changed again. When I was starting school, the number of students was a big change considering my elementary school had like 200 kids in it.
Yeah, and you go for like...
to like a school like over 1,000 kids.
And our high school wasn't even that big.
Yeah, but it had about 1,000.
Yeah, but there are some kids, like schools in the States that have like...
Oh, there are schools that are here. Like my brother's school has like 7,000 kids.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I find personally, I get kind of nervous in big crowds, so I get exhausted. But I never really found too much of a problem in high school because most of the time, not all of you are in the same place at the same time. And like you see in like movies where you see like mountains of people moving through the hallways all at the same time, and to like an extent that is like a little bit true.
Only at the end and the beginning of the school day.
But even then, no one is really like plowing people over and knocking people over.
No.
And I know
slamming people.
At first, it'll just be very different, and it will be a little bit overwhelming. But over time, you just kind of get numb to it. It does become your school, so
you will
adjust to it. Yeah, and plus you get used to it. I think there's no way of not being scared about the amount of people on your first day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Unless your elementary school had a lot of people in it, or your middle school.
you're also too so focused on just like getting to class and just meeting your friends at lunch that you almost like kind of forget about the people around you, and you're almost just kind of like, okay, I gotta go, that you almost are like, oh yeah, there's like and I can guarantee you that come graduation day, there will be people that you've never seen in your entire life. You're like, you're in my grade.
We're in the same grade? What?
So _sweater_pause asked, what's a go-to I have no idea what to wear today outfit? So we had uniforms, so this doesn't really apply to us.
Where did it go? Here it is. This is my go-to I don't know what to wear outfit.
Yeah, so this question doesn't really apply to us, but honestly, if I were you, I would just literally chuck on a pair of sweatpants, maybe a decent shirt, put on some deodorant.
I would wear pajamas every day.
Yeah, actually.
To an extent, we did have to worry once a month when we had a Civvies Day.
But by then, everyone had like kind of collected pieces of things they wanted to wear. And was, like,
so that was once a month. So you only need 12 outfits for the entire year.
That's so true.
Oliver Lord Fluffass asks,
I like your name, first of all.
Have you ever cosplayed at school? Yes. And I regret every moment of it.
For Halloween, right?
Yeah, also, for the anime club table.
Yeah, I didn't cosplay directly to school, but like one time after school, we were going to like our anime club, and I wore like Lolita. Like I did cosplay kind of after school to our anime club, but like I never directly cosplayed to the school. Like we had one friend that wore Lolita to school, like on a Civvies Day.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You know who you are because you watch all of our videos.
Yeah, and someone else asked later on basically the same question, and how did people react to that?
They usually don't. They didn't really. When I cosplayed to school, it was Halloween, so no one really said anything because it was Halloween, so you could just wear whatever the hell you wanted.
Yeah, no one really said anything in the anime club really, but from when I was like booking it from the bathroom to the anime club room, which was like on the opposite side of the school, I guess the worst thing that I did get was maybe like people staring or kind of like, you know, weird glances and like, what the hell is she doing? So our next question is from Museri. Senioritis and its I don't want to do anything effect. How did you guys deal with that? I would ask more about college, except for it's probably a bit of a different process in Canada. Senioritis is very much a real thing. Beware. It's very easy to catch.
When you have senioritis, there's nothing you can do about it. It's too late. You're a senior, you have senioritis forever.
Yeah, I guess the thing that really, like, at least for me, when I was in grade 12 and I had, like, senioritis is I kind of slacked off and then realized that my grades weren't good enough for my program, and I hit the deck running. I was so freaked out. I literally, like, crammed my face in books. I mean, just remember that you have to, if you've already gotten to the school you want to, you can kind of kick back and relax for the most part.
Unless it still counts on your grades.
Yeah, but you can for the most part, but you still have to be able to keep your grades up. So as long as you keep your grades up and for the most part, like go to class and stuff like that, you'll be fine. But until you've gotten a school secured, get your butt off that chair and go continue to study and do your work. It's not 100% guarantee gateway.
When you have senioritis, your head gets big. You can't really help the way you're acting. But if you're a senior or you're becoming a senior, try to be nice to the grade 9s or the freshmen for the American
We were all
viewers.
in that spot.
We all were. I mean, people will say, well, people were like that to us when we were freshmen, but you don't want to perpetuate the negativity that some
The cycle
seniors
just
give
repeats,
to people,
like-
especially if you're in the States. I'm pretty sure you can still do hazing in the States, which is like the freshman initiation. You can't, that's actually illegal in Canada, so you can't, that's how nice Canada is. You can't even haze freshmen. But, you know, you just don't be one of those people. Like, it's not cute.
No,
it's not cute. It's not cute, so.
Also, too, yeah, sure, you'll be the senior for that 1 year, but that next year when you're off doing whatever, you're back at the bottom of the food chain
It's
again.
a steep cliff from top to bottom. You're waiting, you get up there,
yeah,
just
it literally
drop.
lasts, like, it goes in the blink of an eye, you're like, oh yeah.
Okay, so Paige_Elizabeth_1998 says, I'm finishing school this year and I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing after. Please help. Hallelujah. You're not the only one. I know it sounds scary right now and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, but listen. When time comes to apply to college, just apply for everything that you are even mildly interested in. Like, just it's like when you're trying to get a job. You just throw your resumes everywhere.
Also, too, if you really don't know what to do, it's okay if you need to take a year off or a semester off. I accidentally took a semester off.
I took a year off.
Because I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I just picked a program, went into it, ended up hating it, and then I just have been doing nothing for the past, semester.
So also, if you're in college and you feel bad and you're like, I don't like my program, but I don't want to drop out, Fiona
just leave.
Relates to you. It's not good for you to stay in a program.
That's a waste of money.
And a waste of time.
Yeah.
Like, why would you stay in a program you hate?
Exactly.
And then do a job that you hate for the rest of your life? You know what I mean? Obviously, it's not always, the other side of the rainbow for everyone, but try to do something that you actually enjoy, at least a little bit.
Yeah, because you have to do that every day.
Forever.
Okay, so the next question is from Grace Elizabeth Green. What's something you wish you had done freshman year?
I wish I was more involved. I wish I was more involved in high school.
Yeah.
And I wish I did more stuff. I also
aware of my surroundings.
Yeah, I also wish I wasn't so weeby. Because, we were really weeby. It's not as much, Fiona was weeby, but not as much weeby as me and a couple of my other friends. We were really, because I wasn't even friends with Fiona in grade 9. We were really, really, really weeby. And it was bad. And we kind of ruined our reputation.
But we had so much fun.
And yeah, to be honest, the people in high school, they don't really matter. So your reputation doesn't really matter either because,
I don't know, one thing, aside from maybe, maybe reached more outside of my bubble of friends because, we were very, we were, a pact. We moved together, we went down the hall together, we did everything.
It was kind of scary. I can see how people might have been intimidated by us as a huge group of nerds. Blasting our K-pop music.
Yeah, it was like that scene from
really scary.
From Finding Nemo with all the seagulls, and we're like, what?
Mine.
And we're just moving and just
Because I think in grade 9 that was the biggest our group ever had been in our entire high school career, and it was huge. It was just a giant herd of
I
us.
never had any anime friends before that, so
you lose your mind.
Yeah, it just was overwhelming, and I was just
AMR.jpg asks, did you guys like having uniforms? You know what? I think the concept of uniforms isn't a bad idea. To an extent, I actually didn't hate our uniforms.
I just didn't like the comfort. It was very uncomfortable.
To me, the sweater wasn't terrible. It was the pants.
That's why I always wore yoga pants.
But uniforms help so much, especially if you let's say you don't have a very big wardrobe or your clothes make you uncomfortable. Your uniform doesn't fail because it's ugly on everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody looks good in it.
You're all painted with the same color.
Ugly green or ugly whatever color your school is. So uniforms, they kind of sucked, but they were easier because literally, some people spend so much time in the morning picking out clothes what to wear.
Doing their hair.
I literally just picked my uniform off the floor. One time when I was in grade 9, when I was really bad and gross and had terrible hygiene, I would just sleep in my uniform and wake up, put a bra on.
Really?
Yeah. I would just sleep in my uniform, wake up, put a bra on, and then go to school.
It was terrible. It's efficient.
But uniforms, I think I wouldn't have hated my uniform so much if the pants weren't terrible. If you could just wear black pants.
I feel too uniforms get a lot of bad reputation for kids that don't wear uniforms. Oh, that must suck having to wear the same thing every day. It's a blessing. At 7 in the morning when I'm still half asleep, I don't want to have to look for what pants match my shirt or anything. You just pick it up off the floor and put it on and go to school like everyone else.
Everything
Get this, our school wouldn't let us wear sweaters in the wintertime if they weren't school sweaters.
Yeah, if you didn't buy a sweater, an $80 sweater from the school, you were not allowed to wear a sweater. Thanks, school. You fucked up, man.
Okay, so our next question is from Loon Crazed, and they asked, how do I not die?
You don't. You die.
You just accept death and lose all your dignity and finish those 4 years.
You don't avoid it. You just die.
You embrace it.
Just accept death. Accept it. It's coming for you no matter what. Kaleido12 asks, how do you get through freshman year of high school? Because I'm going to be starting high school this August. Congratulations on going to high school. High school, you can get really swept up in the whole idea of high school. And
you think it's going to be from the movie Mean Girls?
Not even that. You just get, once you start it, well, yeah, that too, but once you start high school, you might get swept up in high school lifestyle because you'll probably make new friends who are exciting, people you've never met before, and shit's just gonna be crazy. You're gonna be like, wow, this is great, because my first year of high school was like amazing because I had so many new friends who we all had stuff in common. We would go to the park at lunchtime. It was great. We had so much fun. But you also have to remember that as much as it's for having fun, you gotta do your work.
Buckle down sometimes and open those books.
You want to get through your freshman year of high school, find a good balance between social life and schoolwork.
Yeah.
That's how you get through your freshman year. It's not, unless you're going to like an Ivy League high school, you'll be fine. It's not, especially grade 9.
You're not gonna get beat up or pushed in the lockers.
Also, grade 9 is really easy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously...
The teachers know you're all confused.
And scared.
They know that, so they...
Grade 9 is like your grace period. So if you go to class and you don't know how to do something that they think you should know how to do, you get a grace because you're in grade 9.
Exactly.
When you're in grade 10, is a different story. So...
When you're in grade 12...
They don't care.
Teachers are like, I can't believe you're in grade 12.
And you didn't know how to do MLA format.
They shun you.
They do. They shame you.
So our last question is from _Dolly_Taurus. How did you balance a social life and school life?
Like, go home, do your homework, and then go hang out with your friends. Unless you have to study, then don't bother going out. Because you're not going to remember. That's kind of just how you gotta do it. Especially if you're younger, like in grade 9. You gotta just... The homework, you're not gonna have that much, probably. So, just do your work, and then once you've done your work, you can go socialize.
Also, one thing I remember my mom always used to tell me is, like, your friends and going out will always be there. You can always go out and do that. But that test tomorrow will not always be there. So, like, if you decide to go out with your friends tomorrow night, which you could probably do again the same, like, 6 days later, however many times, and then you flunk that test,
there's no do-over. You can hang out again, but you can't do over the test.
Yeah, like, that's going to affect your overall grade, and then that itself will affect post-secondary. I don't want to, like, blow things out of proportion, but, like, you do kind of have to look at it in that kind of way. But I mean, obviously, don't shut yourself in your room and study for, like, 12 hours straight, because there are people like that, and I feel like that's a little extreme. You need to find a happy medium. You're still a kid. Alright, so those are the end of the questions. Thank you so much for everyone that commented. Sorry if we skipped over some of yours. We just don't have time, or they were repetitive. So
exactly. Or it's not that we don't have time. It's just some of them we weren't quite sure how to answer, so we'd rather not answer than give you like a botched answer.
Exactly. This video also can't be like an hour long.
Exactly.
So, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and
follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and everywhere else the description tells you to follow.